So if we open our Canvas course shell, we're going to see that the course is going to be divided into 4 modules. And for each module, you're going to have module assigned activities. So under each module, you're going to have the video recordings for the different chapters that are included in this module. So you can see here, chapter 18, part 1, part 2, 3, 4, chapter 19, and so on. All those are links that will direct you to the YouTube video recording of the session. So you can open those video recordings directly from Canvas under the course module. Under the module assigned activities, you're going to have the chapter quizzes as well as the lecture exam and the lab exam. Those are what you can see on here under the module assigned activities, but you can't access the Proctored Lab exam from here because it's going to be proctored, as we're going to see in a second how to access a proctored exam. But this is the main tabs that you're going to be working from throughout the semester. It's the home tab on your Canvas course shell. So please make sure that you stay on the home tab on the Canvas course shell and do not try to access the quiz through the quizzes tab or the assignments tab for you to not get confused. All right, so just stick to the home tab on your course shell. And as you see here, it's going to be divided into 4 modules. Each module is going to be representing some of the weeks of the semester. And for each of those modules, you're going to have the assigned activities. To give you an impression about the assigned activities for each of those modules, you can check on here in the announcements section. You're going to have the course calendar of activities. And as you see on here, you're going to have the due dates are in red color. We have 4 main due dates for the 4 modules. And the 5th due date is the one that covers the proctored syllabus quiz. The 4 main due dates that we have are September 29th, October 27, November 17, and December 10th. Those are, simply speaking, the 4 due dates on which all of the assigned activities are going to be due. So some things that you need to keep in the back of your mind, that nobody will be able to complete everything just a day before this due date. All right, so this is 1 month of work. So you're gonna need to be completing this, preparing for those exams throughout the month in order for you to successfully complete those assignments or exams. Let's have a look at the syllabus. And again, the syllabus is not posted on Canvas for you. It's not posted yet. I needed to go over the syllabus with you today first before I post it on Canvas. So let's start with the main way of communication. The best way for communication is by using Canvas messages. So the best way for communication with me is using Canvas messages. And when you are sending a message, please make sure to write your first, last name, mention your class day and time. So your class day and time is going to be Tuesday, Thursday. We're meeting at 2:30. So please make sure to mention your course day and time for me to figure out what you're talking about, because I'm teaching many classes and each class will have different due dates, different stories. So for me to be able to relate what you're asking about to your class, please mention your class day and time that you are originally scheduled for. Also, if you decided to send me an email, please make sure that you are following those guidelines. And the most important here, most importantly, using your college student email, because external emails might get blocked. So I won't even notice that you've sent an email. So please make sure that you are using your college student email when you are communicating with me. Our virtual meeting, it's gonna be optional. We're gonna be meeting primarily on Tuesdays. And on Tuesday of each week, we're gonna be meeting at 2:30 p.m. like today. And the main purpose of this virtual meeting is for you to address any question that you've got while you are watching those video recordings. So if, for example, you want me to repeat a topic for you, or you've got more specific questions, a concept that is difficult for you to understand, or you feel that you need more explanation of, so those kinds of things are what we're going to be discussing in our weekly meeting on Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. It's optional, but I highly recommend you to attend those virtual meetings and address, and most importantly, to study and watch those video recordings before coming to the meeting for you to have something to ask about. So it's very important to make it to the virtual meeting. It's not mandatory, it's optional, but it will, or what I think is it will make a major difference for you if you study and ask whatever questions that you have in those weekly meetings. What are the required texts, books, and material? We're using the Human Anatomy and Physiology textbook. This is the ISBN for the 10th edition. You can get either the 9th edition, 10th edition, or 11th edition. Whatever editions that you have from AP1 will work fine for us. We are not using Mastering AMP, so you don't have to purchase a bundle or anything. So if you want to go back to the 9th edition to purchase it at a lower price, this is going to be totally fine. The textbook is mainly a reference book for you to go back to if you want to read more about any specific topic. I will not be assigning any specific pages from the textbook, so you don't have to worry about what edition to get. So any of the three latest editions will work fine for us. The second thing which is required, which is the Visible Body Courseware access code. So you either purchase the access code from the bookstore, or you can just register through their website. In order to register for the courseware, Visible Body Courseware, you need to use the invitation link to the shell here that I have posted for you on the home page on Canvas. So the very first module, it says here, Visible Body Courseware invitation link. When you press on this and open the page, it will take you directly to your course shell, where you're gonna have the lab assignments. So this is where you're gonna have the lab assignments. So you've got unit 1 that matches module 1. Unit 2 that matches Module 2, Unit 3 matching Module 3, and Unit 4 matching Module 4. Only the ones that says graded are the ones that will be considered as your assignment. If you have visible body from AP1, you can simply sign in with the original username and password. It's if you've got it just 1 or 2 semesters ago, it should be working fine. I believe it's going to be valid for 2 years from the initial activation. So you don't have to repurchase it if you do already have it. So if you already have a username and password with Visible Body Courseware, you can sign in and directly going to be connected to your lab assignments. This is not the courseware. The free link that FSCJ is providing is not what we're talking about. This is called the courseware by Visible Body. The library provides you with the applications, but not the courseware, the shell that gives you access to complete the course assignments. All right, is this clear? So yes, you can access it for free through the library in FSCJ, but you won't be able to access those assignments that are only available through the courseware. Is a visible body graded as completion or no? It's gonna be graded like anything else. All right, so whatever percent that you're gonna get for the assignments, this is what's gonna be posted for you at the end of the semester. All right, so if you got 80%, you get 80%. You got 50%, you're gonna get 50%, and so on. All right, I will discuss with you the grade breakdown in a minute. I'm just waiting to show you how the course visible body courseware looks like from inside. So again, the ones that have the word graded in the title, those are the ones that would be considered towards your grade, the lab assignment grades. All right. So I will discuss how many attempts for each of the exams as I discuss the exams and assignments in a second. All right, so this is concerning visible body. So again, if you've never used visible body before, you can get the access code from the bookstore, or you can directly register through their website. Again, you have to use the invitation link that is posted for you on the homepage on campus. Very important technology requirements. You need to have a computer which is either a Mac or a PC that runs Windows or Mac OS. Google Chrome will not be enough to allow you to complete everything that is required in this course. So having not Google Chrome, it's Chromebook. Google Chromebook is not going to be enough to complete all the course requirements. Concerning a webcam and a microphone, webcams and microphones are not going to be required for the virtual meetings, but they are required for the proctoring exams. All right, so the proctored exams are gonna you need, in order for you to access them and utilize the proctoring systems that we have, you need to have a webcam and a microphone, because the system is detecting sounds, is recording you while you're taking the test. So it's very important to have access to a webcam and a microphone for completing the proctored exam. On the syllabus, you're going to have the links here for very important software. So Adobe Acrobat Reader, it's a PDF reader. Flash Player, VLC is a media player, and Zoom. I highly recommend you to download the Zoom app rather than joining the meeting through the web browser. It's much more stable to use the app rather than using Zoom through a web browser. All right, moving on to the course grade breakdown. As I stated earlier, we've got 4 modules. Under each module, you're going to have chapter quizzes. And each chapter quiz is going to be worth 16 points. And we've got 10 chapters that we're going to be covering this semester. So this will make a total of 160 points towards your chapter quiz. Each chapter quiz gives you 2 attempts, and the highest score is the one that's going to be considered towards your grade. We have 4 lecture exams. So we've got 10 here. We've got 4 lecture exams. Each of them is going to be out of 60 points. So this will give you a total of 240 points. Where again, to access the chapter quizzes and lecture exams, you can access them directly from Canvas. They are not proctored. So what you're going to need to do is to go to Canvas homepage and you check the module, and the module assigned activities, you're going to see the chapter quizzes. So for module 1, for example, we have 2 chapters which are 18 and 19. So you have the 2 chapter quizzes on here, and you're going to have lecture exam 1, which also covers chapters 19 and 18. All right, so the chapter quizzes and the lecture exam are going to be available for you to complete through Canvas directly without having to access it through any proctoring system. Another major component is going to be the Proctored Lab Exams. And we have 4 Proctored Lab Exams. 2 of them are going to be out of 100 points each, and the other 2 are going to be out of 50 points each. This will make a total of 300 points towards your final course grade. Proctored Lab Exams, if you are trying to complete them or to access them directly from Canvas, you won't be able to access them directly from Canvas. It will ask you for an access code or a password. So I'm not going to be providing you with an access code to access the lab exam directly from Canvas. In order for you to complete a proctored exam, you need to select here the Smarter Proctoring tab. When you press on it, it will show you the different exams that are scheduled to complete through the Smarter Proctoring. All right, so those are all the proctored exams that we have. We have 6 of them. 4 of them are going to be the 4 proctored lab exams. And the other 2, one is going to be the proctored syllabus quiz, which is going to be due this week, and an optional final exam. And the optional final exam is going to be substituting the lowest lab exam grade. So again, what we're looking at in here, we're looking at the different components of the course grade. Again, we've got 10 chapter quizzes. You have 2 attempts for each of them. Each of them is going to be worth 16 points towards your final grade. This will make a total of 160 points. We've got 4 lecture exams. Each of them is going to be worth 60 points. This will make a total of 240 points. Again, neither the quizzes or the lecture exam are going to be proctored. So those are accessed directly from campus. The proctored ones, again, we've got 4 proctored lab exams. 2 of them are worth 100 points each, and those are going to be covering the cardiovascular system and the digestive and reproductive system. The 2 smaller lab exams, which are going to be worth 50 points each, those are going to be covering the urinary system and the blood and respiratory system. Those are our 4 lab exams that are corresponding to the 4 modules. The only thing that is allowed during a proctored exam, it's going to be a blank paper and a pencil. Just a blank paper and a pencil. Nothing else is allowed during a proctored exam. So no, you can't use notes, you can't use phone, all right, during the proctored exams. All right, just a sheet, a blank piece of paper, used as a draft. All right. With the proctored syllabus quiz, give us a good idea on how the proctored exam. Yeah, this is the main purpose. This is the main reason I have a proctored syllabus quiz, for you to try to use the proctoring system and to make sure that your device is working fine, for you to not have any surprises with the big exams coming up. The proctored syllabus quiz is going to be worth 10 points towards your final grade. So the time frame for the lecture exams and the lab exams is going to be 1 week. So you have 1 week to complete. For the proctored lab exams, please make sure to not wait until the last minute to get it completed, because if you run into a problem, I won't be able to help you if you passed the due date. So my recommendation, and if you don't follow it, you're taking your own risks, to complete the proctored exams at least 24 hours before the due date. All right, so the proctored exams are going to be available for you for 1 week before the due date. You need to complete this at least 24 hours before the scheduled due date. You don't need to register and then take, or schedule and then take the exam. You can schedule and take it all at the same time. So it doesn't require you to schedule then complete the exam. So you can directly go ahead and complete it within this 1 week period. They are based on, here I got a question, are the lab exams are going to be based on the material from Visible Body courseware? No, they are not only based on Visible Body courseware. They might be diagrams from the textbooks. They might be figures from the Visible Body courseware. So Visible Body courseware is one of the sources from which I'm getting the diagrams. The other diagrams might be coming from your textbook or the PowerPoint slides I am posting for you. Study guides, yes. So if you look on here, so the Zoom sessions are actually optional. So you don't have to, you don't actually have to attend the Zoom sessions like the ones that we have right now. You have already under the modules all the video recordings covering all the different chapters. All right, so you've got here all the video recordings of all the chapters that we're going to be covering throughout the semester. All right, so you can watch them as many times as you want. Extra credit opportunities. For extra credit opportunities, you are going to be in the form of extra questions on those exams. So rather than this exam, this quiz, for example, to be graded out of 16, it's going to be graded out of 17. So you've got one extra credit point towards the final course grade for each of those quizzes. So the lecture exams, the same concept, is going to not be graded out of 60, it's going to be graded out of 64. So it's going to be giving you a chance to get up to 4 extra credit points. Canvas will not tell you that you've earned extra credit points. I need to manually calculate this at the end of the semester. So on Canvas, it will give you a score out of 64. It doesn't know that I will consider 4 of them as extra credit points. It doesn't allow me to do so. All right, so you know that it's going to be graded out of 60 instead of 64. So you've got a chance to get up to 64 out of 60. Same concept for here, for the chapter quizzes. You've got a chance to get 17 out of 16. So you've got a chance to earn 1 extra credit point towards each of the quizzes and 4 extra credit points towards each of the lecture exams. Same concept with the Proctored Lab Exams. So you might have the exam out of 106, for example, or 107. Those are the extra credit points that would be added towards your course grade. So meetings are again dedicated for answering your questions. So if, for example, we've met on Tuesday and other people are still having questions that I didn't address, or I didn't get a chance to complete all the questions that you have, I will be arranging a meeting with those who were attending on Tuesday to meet on Thursdays. All right, so the main time that we're going to be meeting, it's going to be Tuesday. And Thursdays are going to be used as backups if we didn't get a chance to discuss all your questions on Tuesday. Does this make sense? All right. So back to our course grade breakdown. So far we've got here 400 points and 300 points. Those are 700 points. On here, let me double check. Yes. The Visible Body Courseware Lab Assignments, as I've shown you earlier, you can access those lab assignments after you register using this specific invitation link that has been posted for you on campus. If you try to access it without pressing this link, you will not have access to the assignment. So please make sure to use this specific link to get access to the assignments. We've got 4 Courseware Lab assignments that will be graded each out of, let me review this, each out of 25 points. Yeah, 25 points. This will give you a total of 100 points towards your final course grade. So again, Visible Body Courseware Lab assignments, we've got 4 of them. Each one is going to be worth 25 points. Again, it's not graded for completion. It's graded according to what is your actual grades that you've got in those assignments. And for the lab assignments on here, you have unlimited attempts to complete. And again, the highest score is the one that's going to be considered. Visible Body Courseware Lab assignments are going to be or are already open for you from day 1 till the end of the semester. So you get a chance to complete it as many times as you want and get the highest scores that you can. All right, my recommendation is to answer those lab assignments before taking the lab exams as early as possible. All right, because they are helpful in giving you better imagination of the different structures that you are expected to identify in the lab exam. We've got in under module 4, you go all the way down to module 4, we have the metabolism lab, which is self-explanatory that I'm expecting you to submit this towards the end of the semester. This metabolism lab, as we're going to be discussing later in module 4, it's going to ask you to calculate your body weight, your height, and accordingly to diagnose whether you are overweight, underweight, or you have obesity, and so on. And to calculate the caloric intake throughout the day. And those are self-explanatory. This is a self-explanatory exercise that we're going to have towards the module 4, towards the end of the semester, that you need to be submitting by uploading the document here through Canvas. All right, so you've got the Proctored Syllabus quiz. It's out of 10 points. The Metabolism Lab handout is going to be out of 40 points. The remaining 150 points are going to be towards your virtual class activities. All right, so what are the virtual class activities? What are the virtual class activities? Those are the questions I will be addressing to you throughout those video recordings. So when you access those video recordings on here, I will answer your question concerning the difference between the bookstores. Just pay attention here with me first. All right, so where do you get those virtual class activities that you need to complete? When you are watching those video recordings that have been posted here for you, I will be addressing in those video recordings specific questions, and I will be making sure that I state that this is a virtual class activity question, and I give them numbers. And what you're gonna need to do throughout the semester, as you're watching those video recordings throughout the semester, you're gonna need to create a Word document like this, for example, and you're gonna start writing down the title of the video recording and then answer your question. So for example, today's first question. So when you watch chapter 18, part 1, it starts the questions from number 2. So what is number 1, the number 1 questions that you have in here? What is the letter grade for a person who got 900 out of 1,000 points? And what is the letter grade of a person who got 899 out of 1,000 points? Can you tell me in the chatting box, please? What is the letter grade for 900 out of 1,000? It's an A. And what is the letter grade for 899 out of 1,000? It's a B. Why this is my very first question for you in the semester? Simply for you to know from the very first days that I never round up grades. So there is no circumstance that I would be rounding up your grade. So you've got all the chance to earn whatever grades that you want. All right, so you can get any grades that you want. All right, and you get room for extra credit points that would be as added as extra questions to almost every single exam. For those of you who were asking about the visible body, where to get it from. So here I got the question. I went to FSCJ bookstores today to purchase the access code and they said it's sold out for all campuses. Would it be better to do the week trial and wait them? Yeah, so this is an option. This is an option. So you can do the 2-week trial period. And once it's in stock, you can get it, or you can simply register directly through the website. So you press on the link and you're gonna register. What as one step of the registration process is the payment. So you're gonna be paying on the website, so you don't have to go back and forth. So you might give them a chance to see if they will get it back in stock or not. If not, you can simply go ahead and get it through the website. So why is it cheaper to get it directly from the website? The website gives you access to, you see on here, to those apps that you can open like this on a web browser, like what I'm showing you right now. But the bookstore access code, it's a bundle. So it gives you the ability to download those apps on your phone or tablet. This is the difference. So why the bookstore is more expensive than purchasing the access directly from their website? Simply the difference is that the one that comes from the bookstore, it's a bundle. It gives you access to those apps for you to download on a tablet or a phone. And this one here that you register directly through the website doesn't give you this ability. Yes, it gives you the ability to access those apps, but from a web browser, they are not downloaded on your phone or tablet. So why is it, what difference does it make? You see here, it's much slower to open the app, so it takes longer time. It's not that smooth because actually you're loading all the information while you're browsing. Unlike when you download the whole app on a tablet or a phone, you can access the information much faster. This is the main difference between the one that is sold in the bookstore and the ones that you can directly purchase it from the website. So again, how would I be submitting those in-class activities which are worth 15% of your grade, 150 points? You're gonna be submitting this Word document in a Word document format or a PDF format. You're gonna go here at the end of the semester. You're gonna submit it only once at the end of the semester. You're gonna see on here, virtual class activities. When you press on it, it will ask you, let me open it from a student view. All right, so when you press submit the assignment, it will give you the chance to upload your files. So you're gonna be picking the files that you are trying to upload, and you're gonna be submitting it by uploading the Word document or the PDF file at the end of the semester. How many in-class activities? I don't usually give out a number for me to make sure that you watch all the video recordings, because some of the video recordings won't even have questions. And this is the whole idea. I need to make sure that you do actually watch those video recordings, not just figure out where are the questions and send me the answer. So the concept here, those in-class activities are not meant to test your knowledge. Actually, those questions are answered for you during the lecture. So I answer them with you. All right. So it's not meant to test you in any means, but the whole idea is for me to make sure that you are actually watching those video recordings. Because what happens if I'm not making sure that you're watching those video recordings? You might be surprised on the day of the exams that you didn't actually know anything. You think you know everything because you score high on the quizzes, on the lecture exam, because you simply look up the answer on the internet. All right? But for the lab exams, which are proctored, you can't look up the answer. And you need to actually study very hard for those exams. So in order for you to not ruin your grade, I need to make sure that you get the information that will be tested. And this will be by making sure that you watch those video recordings. So I won't tell you how many questions, I won't tell you how many activities there are, which ones contain questions, which one won't, because this will ruin the whole idea why they existed in the first place. Anybody who is not familiar with smarter proctoring? Anybody who's not familiar with smarter proctoring? All right, great. So you're not, all right. So smarter proctoring is where you're gonna access again your proctored exams, which we have 4 lab exams, 1 optional final that replaces the lowest lab exam grade, and the proctored syllabus quiz. So those are the 6 proctored exams or assignments. So you're gonna be pressing on smarter proctoring like this. You're gonna see that you've got the different exams, and My recommendation, if you haven't used Smarter Proctoring before, when it gives you instructions to follow, please follow them. When it gives you videos that contain instruction, just spend few minutes to watch those videos that will be given to you before you start. Because if you kept skipping the information, all the important information, you're going to be missing out on those important information and you're going to have a problem taking the exam. What if I run into a problem? Again, I won't help anybody who will be taking the exam less than 24 hours before the due date. All right, because simply there will be days where I will be working all day long from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening, and I won't be able to answer any questions. I don't get a chance even to look up my email. So you need to complete your proctored exams at least 24 hours before the due date. Will it be available to complete in the very last 24 hours? Yes, it will be available for 1 week, but it's you take the risk of doing it. All right, if you decided to take the risk, it's fine. Take the risk and complete in the last minute. All right, but I will not be modifying anything if you have completed the exam less than 24 hours before the due date. If you run into a problem, I am not the very first ones that you need to contact. You need to go here and press on support, this chatting box on here. First, you're gonna have an automated response. This automated response is not helpful by any means. So it will give you documents, sets of documents that you're gonna read. Don't worry about it. Just press get in touch to talk to a human being. Tell them, yeah, it's still asking me about an access code. This is one of the most common glitches they have. So you shouldn't be asked for an access code if you are in Smarter Proctoring. If you are in Smarter Proctoring, they are the ones who will automatically add your access code and give you access to the exam through their system. All right, so what you're gonna need to do is press support and then get in touch. If the person that you speak with, they tell you that he needs me to do anything, just call me or text me for faster response. All right, so in case of emergency, I'm running out of time, there is something going wrong, stuff like this. Again, don't wait until the last minute. Again, at least more than 24 hours before the assigned due date. All right, so what will it look like when completing the exam? Or so actually I can't show you how it's going to look like from my view, but let's say on here, what are the regulations? So the only thing that you're going to have allowed on a proctored exam is a blank paper, and you can have a pencil. No textbook, no calculator, no earplugs. Please don't sing, don't dance, because I will be watching those video recordings. All right, and this drives me crazy. Like, if somebody is singing while taking the exam, the system is going to be giving me that there is a suspicious behavior every second. All right, in the video recording. So please Keep it quiet. No other sound, no sounds in the room. You're taking an exam as if you're taking it in class, all right? Easy. You need to be by yourself, nobody in the room other than you. You're gonna need to scan the room, all right? So those are the regulations again. You're gonna have yourself recorded through your webcam. Your screen is gonna be recorded. Your voice or any sound in the room is gonna be recorded. You need to scan the room. Smarter proctoring will not allow you to use more than one screen. Only one screen is allowed, right? So if you have a laptop, it will not allow you to take the exam if the laptop is connected to another monitor. How the room scan takes place, you're gonna be holding the camera like this and moving it around, showing them what's on your desk, and so on. So if you're not using a webcam, you're holding a laptop, so you're going to be moving the laptop around for them to check that you're not holding anything on the wall, on the desk, and so on. The proctoring system also detects light reflection on the cornea. So if you are holding a phone even underneath your monitor, it will still be detected. All right. So it will figure out that you've got two light reflections on your eyeball, and it will stop the exam for you immediately. All right. You can't leave to the restroom. You need to be there all the time. All right. Read the question loud. Yes, yes, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it, but I don't recommend it. All right, because it will mark it as if it was a suspicious behavior. No, whatever kind of microphones that you have, either it's a part of a headset, or it's a separate microphone, or it's part of your actual device. No, you can't. If you want to go to the restroom in the middle of the exam, you can't. All right, be prepared to take the exam. All right, if you are attending an SET, for example, you will not leave during the session. All right, you need to have to wait until the break, right? You can't leave in the middle of the exam. The time limit. All right, so the specific technical issues I can't help you with. I'm not sure. I'm not an engineer who designed the software. I'm not exactly sure how it will differentiate between light emitted from phone and light from your window, for example. I'm not sure, but there will definitely be a difference. How long the exam will be? The exam is going to be, let me see on here, the time limit. The longest exams are the cardiovascular and the digestive and reproductive. So cardiovascular here, it's going to be for 2 hours. And for the digestive and reproduction, it's going to be for 2 hours and 5 minutes. And those are going to be the two longest exams. Each of them is going to be more than 100 questions, right? Those two exams are huge exams. The Lab Exam 1 and Lab Exam 4. Those are two big lab exams. It's not going to be hours long, it's just 2 hours. Each one is going to be different. You're going to see a note at the beginning of each exam telling you how many questions are in each exam. All right, so here you're going to have 100 and something questions for the cardiovascular lab exam. All the chapter quizzes are going to be 34 questions. Lecture exams all going to be 64 questions. All right, quizzes and lecture exams are going to be multiple choice questions. For the lab exams, you're going to have an essay question on each of them. So you're going to have one big essay question out of 10 to 15% of the lab exam lab exam grade, and the rest are not going to be multiple choice questions. It's going to be a list of choices. So for example, you're going to have a diagram like this, let's say, of the heart. And this is going to be, for example, be number 1. This is going to be number 2, 3, 4, 5. So for example, you're going to have a diagram that has 20 labels. And you're picking the single best answer for each of them out of a list of 60 choices. So it's like matching, but it's a list of choices that you're picking from. So it's not one question and you have 3 or 4 choices you're picking from. Yeah, the same way if you have been attending with me previous class, an AP1 class, yes, it's going to be the same exact structure, except for in AP2, we have one essay question on each of those 4 lab exams. So if there was a storm and your laptop was not charged, all right, so thankfully we are almost done with the hurricane season. All right, so hopefully we won't have any more storms. But if something like this happens, in the last 24 hours, I won't help, or I won't be able to help. If you're taking it before 24 hours, I will need to look at the circumstances on case by case scenario, and accordingly, I will be helping. All right, so if you already know that your device has a problem, so better find a device that won't put you in trouble on the day of the exam. So why take the risk on the day of the exam? So you're gonna need it for 4 times throughout the semester or 5 times throughout the semester. for 2 hours each. So you can go to the library if you're not 100% sure how good your device will be acting. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right, so what to complete until we meet on Tuesday? So please complete chapter 18, part 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 18, part 1, 2, and 3. Video recordings. All right. And on Tuesday, we're going to be discussing any questions that you might have. All right, related to chapter 18. All right. So a noise from the fan. I'm not sure if it will detect it or not. I'm not sure if it will detect it or not. All right. So we have a week to get a webcam for the syllabus quiz. Yes, if you don't have a webcam, you need to have a webcam, yes. Or if you have a laptop, it has its own webcam. All right. I will be posting the syllabus by early tomorrow. All right. The keyboard has light? No, it will not. As far as you're not looking at the light on the keyboard, it will not detect it. All right. It's different to see you are focusing on a phone, you are looking for an answer. Definitely, it's gonna be totally different than comparing the reflection of the light on your eye from your keyboard. And the quiz for that isn't due till the 11th. Which 11th are you talking about here? So I don't see anything due September 11th. All right, so again, when you are looking at the due dates, please look on the home page. Don't look inside. It's confusing here. So if you go to the syllabus, it doesn't give you the correct due date actually. All right, so you can go here. You'll see September 29th, September 29th, September 29th, September 29th. All right, so this is our due date. This is our due date. If you go to the syllabus, I'm not sure why it shows something different. And when I actually open it, it gives me the same exact due date as I put it in here. All right, so again, stick to the due dates stated on here. So for the syllabus quiz is what you're asking about. Syllabus quiz, let me double check this one. Yes, so it's open on September 4th and it closes on September 11th. All right, September 11th. Let me check. All right, so I need to modify this to be September 8th rather than September 11th. All right, so this needs to be modified to September 8th rather than September 11th. All right, I will work on this right now. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes, it's going to be September 8th. All right, this should have been modified now on your side. Do the quizzes tell us what questions we got wrong, or do we get only a score? It's going to be variable. The quizzes, they will tell you. For the exams, they don't. I will try my best to post the syllabus for you as soon as I get a chance, but I have another class that will start soon, so I might not get a chance today to post it. All right, so expect it to be posted early tomorrow. Any questions? Any other questions? So this is something that we're going to discuss in details, like the essay questions. This is a whole topic that you're going to be tested on, and it's going to be different from one exam to the other. So this is something that is so deep in the curriculum. It's not something that will be general, that will be applied to everything. Yes, the calendar of activities, those are the correct due dates. If you notice any variation between the calendar of activities and your scheduled exams, please let me know and I will correct it as soon as you let me know. All right. Any other questions? No class on Thursday. No class on Thursday. No, tests are not cumulative. The only cumulative test is going to be the final optional final exam. And the optional final exam, it's like a cumulative exam of all the 4 lab exams, and it substitutes the lowest lab exam grade or a missed lab exam. No, lecture exams won't have essay questions. They are all multiple choice questions. Lecture exams and quizzes are all multiple choice questions. The lab exams are the ones that will have identification. You are choosing not from a few number of choices, but you're picking out from a list, a long list. And for each of the 4 lab exams, you're going to have one big essay questions that we're going to be practicing and repeating many times before your actual exam. Any other questions? All right, thank you so much.